And this is A&B Combos Wrestling Edition.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome to A&B Combos Wrestling Edition. Now, let me tell you something, man. We are at we have some things to talk about here, and I got to be honest with you. I'm a little in shock. We originally had the intent to discuss certain things like Matt Riddle's little cocaína, Colombian Bam Bam, Sasha Banks, and New Japan. I just want to make sure we're looking good, sounding good. We are. Man, I don't even know what else. Mia Yim and Austin Theory.
Picture breaks the Twitter internet.
Not to be outdone, and let me go ahead and do this in a news way. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wednesday Nite Dynamite. I am your host, Jack Anoff, and with me, as always, is Betsy Bedwetter.
Sorry, I forgot my name. I haven't done this show in a while.
And we have breaking news. When Mia Yim and Austin Theory were caught in a scandal with her riding Austin Theory like a fucking bronco, not to be outdone, newly defeated NXT ex-champion Mandy Rose decides to ride her boyfriend. Along with several nudes, and has broken the internet and has been released by the WWE.
Yeah, I'll tell you, man, if I were writing the show, the news show, it would be hilarious. I mean, we got so much stuff that Jack Anoff can.
I tell you what's hilarious. Ms. McMahon is sitting at home like, I don't see the problem.
Exactly.
Where is this? But it's pretty wild.
Sorry,
it's pretty crazy.
Trying to pull up our line, but you have it up already, right?
I do have it up already. So let's just go ahead and get into this. Make sure you're on silent over there.
Yeah, I did.
So let's go ahead and say right at the top of the, I don't want to say top of the hour, but right at the top of the heat, because I see we got some super chats in here. Number one, and I hope nobody else usurped them, Arcel World.
Arcel World,
what is going on? What is going on? It's good to see you. I want to make sure we're sounding good.
Yeah, I did.
Yep, we're sounding good. We're looking good. Arcel World, how are you? We got John Brooks in the house.
What up, John?
What up, Jane Winchester?
Jaden, welcome.
Oh, it's so good to see everybody. Well, before I keep going down the list, I know it's been a minute since we've done our live.
Yes, that's why we're doing a bonus.
We intended to do a live last week. It's been a whirlwind of stuff coming back from the wedding. Again, congratulations to Tyann and Tim, or Shy Joe. I don't know the name now. Names have changed. But then coming back, we've just been trying to play catch up. So we appreciate everybody's grace and understanding. We hope you enjoy the reactions. And it is good to be back doing a live for all of you, baby!
Baby!
So we are in here. We're looking good. John Brooks, Jane Winchester, Jedi Knight 88.
Jedi Knight.
We acknowledge
you.
What's going on, Jedi Knight? Who else do we have in the house? Nation of Domination. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. Good to see you, Nation of Domination. Zay, hey Zay, what's going on? Well, I'm glad you could join us. Welcome. The Darkness King, what's going on? Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. And the first super chat of the night is one of our OGs, Sophie Dopey.
Sophie Dopey in the house.
Give some round of applause for that very first super chat. Thank you very much, Sophie Dopey.
Oh, I forgot to take a Benadryl.
She forgot to take a Benadryl, so we won't be taking too much of your time.
I'm feeling my allergies.
Because she does have allergy problems. But Sophie Dopey says, I feel like the Bobby firing storyline will somehow lead to the return of Brock so we get their third match at the Rumble. Interesting.
That is interesting.
I
don't know what Bone Crusher's doing. She was just in here.
I don't know if you had a chance to look at the latest video by Adam Pearce.
Yes.
You did?
I sent it to you.
Oh, you sent it to me? Okay, she sent it to me. So he retracted the firing.
Because he didn't have the power.
He had the power.
He did not have the power.
He's an official.
He didn't have the power.
He's an official.
Have the power. You can have a supervisor at work that's over you that doesn't give her the right to fire you. There are only certain departments in the head honchos that could just fire you. He's not one of those.
The power. Okay.
He likes power.
He,
dun, 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 dun,
he
dun.
made it official. He made it official. Bobby Lashley is not fired, rescinded.
He's unfired.
And they're going to have a conversation man to man. And personally, if it were me, I like to have a conversation with my fist in the ring. Scrap Daddy, Almighty, let's get it on.
Let's get it on.
Because I think it's about time. So that is good. But, you know, somebody else did, in fact, bless you, did get fired or, bless you.
Good golly.
Or released.
Yes.
So it's an interesting situation. I wouldn't mind seeing Brock and Bobby one more again. I think we were robbed last time of what could have been an amazing match. We were robbed of a good match. So they owe us. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you right now that me personally want to see them dominate.
I was gonna say you don't sound like yourself right now.
Okay? Because it's all about the almighty Lashley. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Sophie Dofi.
Thank you.
For that super chat. We appreciate that. Who else we have in here? Blown the nose. We apologize.
Yeah, I really should have took my Benadryl.
Should have took the
bad,
Benadryl.
you guys.
But that's all right. Fareed Saeed, good to see you. Mandy Rose will be back.
Welcome.
That's going to be the very first thing we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the other stuff afterwards. But we're going to talk about that because, like Jaden said, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, because Mandy Rose and her page was smashing the, as the king would say, smashing the puppies. Smashing the puppies. Trying to go back to the Attitude Era. So
that's where she belongs.
Forgive me. Three Diglets. What's going on, Three Diglets?
What's up, Three Diglets?
I believe the Three Diglets is our reigning super chat champion.
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. Don't worry, you don't have to defend it necessarily, although we're not mad at you if you do. But good to see you. Thank you. Shayla's in the house. What up, Shayla?
Hey, Shayla.
What's going down? Good to see you in here. Who else we have? Jennifer Perrin, how are you?
Jennifer.
Emily Brown, all right.
Emily.
We got some of the OGs in here. I love that. Bring Vince back. Man, we're gonna talk about that.
No.
Why?
We're not gonna bring
we're gonna talk about that too. Bone Crusher feels some type of way right now. She feels some type of way.
She's in a whole wrestling match with herself.
Just learned WWE could bring back many ways. Yeah. Anything is possible in the WWE, but I have some thoughts on this I really want to get to.
It doesn't have to be final, but to me, it seems like if you were just trying to scare her and you weren't going to go through with it, you wouldn't have made a public announcement that you'd have to rescind. That's crazy.
For sure. Isabella, good to see you. Welcome. William Regal is now Vice President of the WWE. Okay, well, hey, welcome back, William Regal.
Oh my gosh.
Because that is a beautiful thing. Rico loves Sosa. How are you? Welcome. Sorry, we know we were running a little behind. Emily Brown, we do apologize. Oh my gosh, please get that. She's hit the camera.
Man, come, give me this.
Put it right here.
Stop it. Come here.
Put it right here. That's a big hard no for you.
Come here. Say hi to everybody. Come here.
Big hard no.
Say hi to everybody.
Bone Crusher acting a fool.
She is acting up. Why are you acting up? Now show me your vicious side.
What's going on, Wesley Franklin? Good to see you. Get some love to Bone Crusher because she just.
No Bone Crusher.
Just Alex popped in and say, hey, and like he said, leave a like. Please hit that like button. Thank you, Just Alex. Watched your stuff. We got to talk. Because I agree, but I also disagree a little bit, homeboy. But we got to talk. Yeah, Joe Davidian, how are you? Goldberg's coming back, probably, but that's not the story of the night. The story of the night will be Mandy Rose. Oh, there we go. Another super chat right there. I know I saw it with Jay.
Hey,
thank you so much, Jay. Good to see you. Welcome. Do y'all really think Stephanie and Papa H will allow Vince to come back? I honestly don't think they will.
It wouldn't even, I don't know why Vince would want to come back. He'd come back with his tail tucked between his legs because everything got better the minute you were gone.
I'd like to come back with something else tucked between some legs. That's what got me fired in the first place. Or retired, rather. Too much.
No, never. Not in today's generation. Apparently there's no such thing.
No, I don't think that, no, I don't think so. I mean, I know the reports, Vince supposedly, allegedly said something along the lines of he got some bad advice. No, I think he's getting, if that is the case, I think he's getting bad advice now. Because the fact of the matter is, I've said it many a time, we're grateful to Vince McMahon, both his father and him, for putting professional wrestling on the map the way that we know it today. Facts, undisputed. Undisputed. But somewhere along the way, he lost his way. That's also facts. And we had just nonsense. It wasn't all bad. It wasn't all trash. I don't want to say it was just complete garbage. We all still watched it, but we know what was good and what was bad. And it was a lot of bad. Since his departure, it has been a lot of good. Has it been perfect? No. It's going to take a while for them to get there. But I cannot possibly imagine anybody who has any stroke in the WWE thinking that that's going to be a good idea. The wrestlers don't want it. The shareholders don't want it. The fans damn sure don't want it. There's just no way. I don't think there's any way at all. And I think we just need to stop talking about Vince, unless we're doing some silly impression, and move on with our life. Jay, thank you for that super chat.
Hey, Zay. Did you say hi to Zay already?
Of course, I said hey to Zay.
Samantha Poole.
That's right. There we go.
There you go.
What up, Kamante? We saw the DMs. Kamante did not get a chance to respond. It has been a busy night. As you saw, we were running a little behind today. It's been a hectic couple of days, but we will definitely get back to you. But thank you for joining us, George Lewis. Good to see you. 3 Diglets. All right, 3 Diglets.
Super Chat champion in the house. Why is his belt not up?
Well,
He's supposed to have his belt up every time we go live, just at the top.
I can't.
It's his title.
I can't.
He should have his title.
Can I read the super chat? Let me read the super chat. I didn't see an official WWE statement that Mandy Rose was released. Sad face. Well,
they posted it on their Instagram, which is a weird place to post it.
That's official enough.
They put it on their Instagram that they had to let her go because
it's on the gram.
The contract with some sensitive subject posting.
It's on the gram. I don't know if anybody saw the not safe for work content. We have not.
And we don't want to. Please don't send it to us. We're not asking to see it. We know that they... Okay, that's okay. I just won't check our email. Whatever.
No, it's we got a general sense of what.
I mean, I heard what she posted. I know what it was. I just don't need to see it. You telling me is more than enough. Thank you.
So we're gonna talk about it. Let's almost get into it. But Joe Davidian came in with a super chat right there. Thank you, Dro.
Thank you, Dro. Appreciate it.
AEW Combos, this was all Goldberg's fault. The old man named Goldberg is back. I don't see how Goldberg had anything to do with this, but I'm a fan of Goldberg. I've always been a fan of Goldberg. I feel like we kind of got robbed of what could have been potentially some good stuff between him and Brock Lesnar.
What? First of all, I don't even know what they were intending to do. But he got beat within 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes of the match, he was hurt and injured. And then his son got assaulted. And then the following week, he got assaulted again and his son got assaulted again. And he never got retribution. They never tried to make him look strong. I mean, I wish they could undo that. That's like a bad mark on his record to me that they did him like that. Why would you do that?
I mean, it's for me, it's more a question of, can you still go? Right? We've seen plenty of people past their prime. no business in that ring. I do not believe that Goldberg is past his prime. Is he the Goldberg of old? No. He's still in great shape.
He has not been the same since he knocked himself out.
He's still in
Yes, I'm serious.
Yes, he concusses himself on a regular basis.
Right, so brain injuries are serious. They change your behavior, they change what you know, they change your motor skills. So he hit himself so hard and then went out and fought in a concussed state and didn't know what was going on. And ever since then, he hasn't had a really good comeback match. Wait, was the one with him and Brock after that?
I don't remember.
But the thing with that was that he didn't actually fight Brock Lesnar. Like, he hit him with 2 or 3 spears and never actually got touched, really. So that wasn't a real match. That was almost like luck.
Luck? Wow. Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I haven't seen him go for a while. That's
okay.
all.
Fair enough. Thank you, Joe, for that super chat. We appreciate you. Isabella got a super chat right here. Hey,
Isabella.
Good to see you. Mandy carried NXT for a year. She deserves better. Does she deserve better?
She deserves better. She knew better. I understand what you're saying, and I at the end of the day, though, you are talking to people who are old school. So if you have a contract and your contract says you cannot do this, you knew when you posted it that they were not going to be happy, that you were going to get in trouble. But I think that she was so conceited that she was thinking they can't afford to. They're not going to let me go on Mandy Rose. And as a result, I think that her ego and her attitude, you already are a sex symbol who barely wears clothes. You already had all of this, at your feet with your YouTube, with your diva, with your title run, with all of that. And it wasn't enough. You had to break your contract and just so you could, why do you need to show your hoo-ha? I don't understand. So I think that at the point that she disregarded her contract and her obligations to her contract and the company and thought that she was beyond being fired, I think that she did this to herself.
Okay.
That's my opinion. And I know that we're from an older mindset as far as, I would consider us more conservative than liberal when it comes to certain things like that, because do you know how many followers we would have if I came out here dressed like Mandy Rose? And it's not that I can't do that, but I respect my husband, and nobody needs to see all of the stuff that is for him. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to look sexy and be proud and appreciate yourself. It's a whole nother thing should we do OnlyFans? Should we just sell out?
Yeah, girl, we got to put asses in the seats. I keep telling her to show the goods, show the puppies. Ah!
Everybody who watches this show knows that he's constantly telling me that it's a family show. But the point is that I know that I'm old-fashioned in that way, and that's fine. I have beautiful daughters. I don't want to see that any of them posted stuff like that. I think that it shows a disrespect to yourself and disrespect to the company. So I'm old school in that thinking. But the moment she thought, I'm going to break my contract, she did not know. The moment she decided I'm going to violate this and they're not going to do anything because I'm Mandy Rose, she gambled and she lost.
I do have some thoughts on that. We have another super chat by Jay. Thank you very much, Jay.
Thank you, Jay.
We appreciate that. If he does come back, I'm predicting everyone walks out and he won't have a company to come back to. I predict you are correct. I think there will be a straight protest, walkout.
Yeah.
Me and Yim on the picket line in Stanford headquarters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I for sure think that would be crazy. I don't think Vince, nobody wants it. And I think more than anything, if there are any part of the reports that are true, it's probably an ego thing with the fact that it's gotten so much better under the banner of Triple H. Like, his ego probably was checked out for a while, but now can't take it. Like, I can't believe that somebody could do this better than me. Obviously, they can. So just stay retired, bro. Stay retired.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Three Diglets right here. Thank you, Three Diglets, that big super chat. All right. I just saw what she posted. 10 out of 10. Better than War Games.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and see. Mandy Rose. You know what? We'll circle back on that.
Let's circle back to that.
Better than War Games. Did I do William Regal right? I don't know. I still can't.
One more game.
War Games. That
was Triple H. It turned into Triple H. Having a metamorphosis there.
Jennifer Perrin, you actually have a very interesting point, because we saw something like this happen in NXT with the partner of the current North American champion, where you lose, part of your crew. And
I don't know what to do with you.
I know there's been some talk about Toxic Attraction being main roster ready, and I gotta disagree.
I actually think they should bring Sonya Deville down and have her replace Mandy in that faction, because if you think about it, the people who would be for Sonya, if Sonya's like defending Mandy's honor, I'm here to take up what she left off. I'm protesting her being fired. She would get such a cult following within there for people who feel wronged by her firing, that I think people would support that and support Sonya in that.
Well, I think it's about time we get into it. Unless I missed a super chat, and I want to just make sure that I didn't. We have one from Sophie Dofi right here. Thank you, Sophie Dofi. Happy holidays and Happy New Year. I appreciate that. What I like to generally say is Merry Christmas, Hana Kwanzaa. Just kind of umbrellas everything, And I told somebody today, I said that to somebody today, and then I said, and if you're an atheist, have a good day. I covered the basis. So thank you, Sophie, for those holiday wishes. We really appreciate that. So let's address the elephant in the room.
Hey, I'm Pound Cake 82.
Oh, yeah, all right. Good to see you.
Noticed.
It's good to see you. Let me get up the ticker. Hopefully everything is. Nope, that's incorrect. Didn't save it.
You didn't save it. It is okay.
No,
we don't need a
change
ticker.
That. Yeah, we do need a ticker. I'm going to change that. I'm going to fix that. There we go. Let's get the ticker up.
Okay.
So, Mandy Rose, one of the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion in WWE in recent times. When Mandy Rose was brought down to NXT, and let's just keep it real, we still refer to SmackDown and Raw as the main roster.
Right.
Okay. Even though we said we got 3 distinct brands.
Well, she wasn't flourishing there.
Ever
since the best that happened was with her and Otis. After that.
One thing I did notice, she was on a pay-per-view. Some of y'all might remember. I forget what pay-per-view it was. She came out in an outfit that was like a white. I think it was some kind of a bodysuit. It was a white bottom, and forgive me, but it was Camel Toe City. I don't know if y'all remember that.
I remember that because a lot of people were talking about that.
It was insanely obvious and insanely annoying, because I've said this many a time. I can certainly appreciate anybody that is caring for their body, trying to stay in shape, male, female. We can appreciate that. She clearly likes to do that. Totally fine. Nothing wrong with showing a little sex appeal. Totally fine. What I don't like to see, especially for the women, are outfits when you're wrestling that weren't really battle tested, and you're constantly fumbling around and trying to put your bits and pieces back in, or it's just too distracting, right? So I feel like you should have an outfit, put it on, get in the ring, mix it up, make sure everything is everything. So by the time you are on screen, or even if it's a dark match, everything's held together, nothing's riding, there's no craziness.
And there may be a good deal of audience that is sitting out there going, oh, I hope I can see something. I hope something slips. But even if that's who you are, you still need to respect the fact that this is supposed to be a family show. And there are children in the audience. There are young people who are being influenced by these people. And it is their parents' decision whether they want these children to be exposed to people's private parts when they're supposed to be watching professional wrestling. So I feel like to only care about what you want to see and not care about all of the universe as a whole is just very toxic, which is something they say about this universe often.
So my whole thing is this. We're a Christmas tree. It's a work in progress, Sophie Dophie. We had a smaller Christmas tree, and this is a bigger tree, but we're going to get a different ribbon. It's not weird.
You guys have COVID.
It's a good
Who
tree.
has COVID?
Toxic, you say? Yeah, well, I just cover my eyes, son. Yeah, to be honest, yeah. And still, you doing this break, we don't have COVID.
We do not have COVID.
And believe it or not, we've never had COVID.
No.
We were sick.
We're from
last
some
month
of the
or whatever.
few on Earth that have it, I think.
Yeah, but we've not.
It's getting close, though. You know, it's getting to the point where we don't know anybody else who hasn't had COVID, I think. So it's like, how much longer can we hold out?
So what I'm basically trying to say is it makes sense now as to why Mandy wore that outfit and didn't care.
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't even trying to unmake it obvious. She wasn't even really trying to, like, sometimes, you know, like you pull stuff down.
No, she wanted that attention.
So it now makes sense as to what's going on here. She's been apparently doing her private site that's behind, it's a paid site for quite some time. How this, we still don't know all the particulars, how this got out, how it leaked, how long it's been out there before somebody did something. I don't know. So there's been this.
Did you read that last?
I'm going to get there.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were reading it.
So there's been this conversation about what was done in the past, like during the Attitude Era. Many a diva, that's what they were called back then, did Playboy. They did.
Yeah.
They would come out. There were bikini contests. I remember there was some stuff with Tori Wilson and Sable where they were damn near naked. Mm-hmm. It was literally a string up the keister, right? And they were touting the Playboy magazine.
Well, obviously the contracts were different back then.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
Right.
So people would say, well, look what they used to do. And I'm saying that's what they used to do.
Right.
The Attitude Era was what it was. They went a little over the top sometimes, but it was what it was. This is not that. This is not even the reality.
But I feel like she is that. She is in the Attitude Era mindset where more publicity is better, even like MJF. Who cares if it's bad publicity? Who cares if people hate you? As long as they're talking about you. I think that she made this choice, this decision, knowing that it was going to get out there and get talked about. You can't be that dumb.
Well, see, that's what I'm trying to get at. That's basically what I'm trying to circle back here is that you knew what you were doing.
Right.
It's not like you had private. It's not like the iCloud thing.
Yeah.
You had some stuff
you were hacked.
that was hacked and leaked. Right? So it got out. You also know full good and well that this is against policy. Whether you agree with the policy or not. Now, we both work in an industry where, especially me, where I have to enforce rules and regulations every single day. I tell people all the time, you are in an environment that you're literally paying us to tell you what to do or what you can't do. You may not like it. It is what it is. You have now a contract that you are bound by.
Right.
That's this thick. And then there's another one that's like a little thicker, you know.
And then people want to argue that the rules are stupid. You bought into the contract knowing what the rules were. Whether the rules are stupid or not, you should have thought about when you signed the contract, whether to sign it or not sign it. But when you signed it and then broke it, you decided that you didn't want to be in that contract anymore.
So my thing is this. You did this for however long you did it, and you got away with it. For however long you got away with it.
Yeah, I done it.
Maybe in her mind, she was thinking, not a big deal.
I'll just take it that much further.
I'll take it that much further.
Nah, not with cooch shots.
But it begs the question, though. Why? She finally got the push that she needed. She became one of the longest reigning NXT Women's Champions in a long time. And I gotta ask the question, why?
It's not enough attention. I know people will have their opinion and that may be different, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. But it's almost like with plastic surgery. People get plastic surgery and then they realize, oh no, I could get more attention if I do this one more thing, if I do this one more thing. She was getting more and more naked as time allowed, as time prevailed, doing more and more things, like you said, with the camel toe thing. And I think that ultimately she likes the excitement of the thrill of the attention, and that was more important to her than keeping her job. She's an attention whore. Sorry.
Oof. Family show. We got a super chat right here by Dro Davidian. Thank you very much, Dro. A and B combos. Mandy Rose is coming back, but at the Royal Rumble and wins the match. Goes on to WrestleMania to fight Ronda Rousey. Mandy Rose will defeat Ronda and become the new SmackDown Women's Champion.
That, that would be really crazy if you go out of your way to fire somebody and make a public statement about it to let everybody know you're not playing, and then you bring her back and then like give her the title shot at the top. Then nobody would learn a lesson from that. Everybody would be like, oh, well, I guess that ultimately, even if they fire me, they'll bring me back and make me champion. How would anyone learn a lesson if they like then turn around and reward her?
Well, and more that I'm thinking about this, I'm asking myself the questions because, again, a lot of this is just coming out. We haven't really had time to research this, which we will as time goes on. Right now, just coming in fresh. So just bear with me.
Yeah, there could be more information. We don't know.
Again, don't know. Nobody knows exactly what her contract states. We just know this is against policy, which is something else we're going to lead into Riddle and against policy. But we also don't know if this is a situation that got out to the brass, kind of like with, remember with how Vince felt nobody wanted to have you can't have a Twitch, right? Yeah. We're giving you, 30 days to cancel your Twitch or else.
That's a little bit different than
no. I know.
Site.
What I'm saying is it a situation where we know about it, we're telling you to shut it down, or else?
Right.
Because it seems to me like this was a situation where she may very well have had a conversation with, let's just say whoever, Triple H, Stephanie, I don't know. And they had this conversation with her saying, listen, we've got this stuff, you're doing this, it's against our policy, we can't have it. As with you being our face, you're right? The face of the brand of NXT. And so we need you to stop. And it seems to me like she says, no, I'm not going to stop. So then all of a sudden, she drops the title to somebody that I got to be honest with you. I never thought in a million years she would have won the title the last time. I just didn't see it. No issue with Roxanne Perez whatsoever. I just didn't see her winning it just yet because it's crazy to me that you got Bayley on the main roster who just can't come up. But yet Roxanne comes in here, boom. So it seems like, okay, you're fired, you're released. This is not going to happen. We're going to have you drop the title because we can't have you take the title when you go. And now you're gone. Like everything just seems to kind of fall in line. You're right.
I told you I didn't take my Benadryl. I'm so sorry.
So that's kind of where my head is at. Does that mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that could have happened. It could have been more like that, where it was a conversation and she felt like, I do what I want to do, like they did with the Twitch account. In her mind, maybe it's the same thing.
But what's really going on here? Because clearly she's making money off of this. I can't imagine she's making WWE money off of this. She owes a lot to. I don't think what she does in her private time would be as popular if she wasn't WWE Mandy Rose. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you owe a lot to WWE. So to me, it's kind of disrespectful to intentionally go against the wellness policy. And if it is a situation where it was like you were given an ultimatum and you chose otherwise, as fans of you, that kind of bums me out.
Yeah.
Good luck in your future endeavors. But people also, this conversation of, was it too much? Should she have been suspended instead?
But we don't. No.
You know what I mean?
My goodness.
So we appreciate that, Joe Davidian. Thank you very, very much. 3 Diglets with that super chat. Also, thank you very much. Mandy was my pick for the Royal Rumble. Doubt she's coming back in a few weeks after just being fired. I mean, I don't think so. This is legit. If this holds, if this is honestly going to be no coming back from this, I really, because it kind of makes me it's kind of like calling your bluff, right? Like you feel like you're at a point in your career where I can do no wrong. I'm a shot caller. And back in the day, let's be honest, it kind of was like that. You had the Shawn Michaels, the Bret Harts, the Hulk Hogans, the top guys, the Ric Flairs, who did some questionable things back in the day. Even with Triple H doing the whole DX, if you watch that stuff that they did, they really pushed the limits.
Shock value.
But it was a different time, different era. Ric Flair's day, the 80s, the 90s, it was a totally different time than it is in WWE.
I mean, look who Ric Flair and them were behind the scenes, though.
Exactly.
It was awful. They were just as disrespectful to women behind the scenes as the company was to women on camera. You know what I mean?
But there was always stuff that pushed the boundaries. Like even Shawn Michaels did the same thing that Mandy Rose did, pose nude with the belt around his genitals. Mm. But you still covered the genitals. There was a certain things that WWE didn't want to do on WWE television. If you did Playboy, that's one thing. But they don't want to see literal nip or, on their programming back then. As much as to say that was the Attitude Era, they still didn't want to see that. So there's no way that this was going to fly in the PG era.
Right.
So should she have been fired? I would say the only reason to me that makes sense that she was fired if she was in fact given an ultimatum and she's like, whatever. Because everything falls in line. She loses the title and then she's gone the very next night. Just think about that.
Yeah, there's no coincidence.
Right? So, and I want to lead into Riddle, but let me see what some other things we're talking about.
They knew they were going to fire her, so they needed to take the belt off of her.
Oh, thank you, Marcus Brown. Yeah, nobody has COVID. Look, we have we have animals we're allergic to. I was taking allergy shots for 5 years that did nothing. So we have allergies. We're a hot mess with that. But no COVID, thankfully. Hey, Anthony, good to see you. Welcome. I agree WWE isn't the same as it was in 2002 with the bra and panty matches. Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, the women got no kind of love. They were treated like objects. Let's just be honest. We're proponents for the women's division. And we're even proponents for if you want to dress a little sexy, whatever. But what I wanted to say earlier, the only issue that I have with the ladies showing a little too much, and it's unfortunate. But let me just hear me out. I want to try to make a correlation. I'll try to make it real brief. Clearly, I'm an African-American male. I am very much aware of that. But I say that to say I'm also aware of it when I go out into the world and in certain environments. That as I was raised and taught, when I interact with certain people, certain groups, I kind of have to...
De-blackify?
I don't want to say that, but I really am much more cognizant of it, right? As you mentioned, that the pro wrestling community can be a very toxic community. How many times have we watched pro wrestling where you get the ladies wrestling and you hear or whatever, or there's a move and the lady's legs happen to split and all of a sudden some flashes go off. Like it just happens, right? So it's unfortunate. And if the ladies are aware of that and they don't care, that's one thing. All I'm saying is I don't want that to be any more of a distraction than it needs to be for that division that's already struggling to be on par with the men. That's all I'm saying. There's nobody in the audience really going, woo, ow! There's no catcalling or whatever when the guys are out there doing their due. Except when there's an occasional, the shorts come down a little bit. Like I remember Dolph Ziggler. He was like
Roman Reigns,
he was as white as this. His backside as white as this tree. You remember that? Yeah.
Roman Reigns gets catcalled.
Yeah, Roman Reigns gets catcalls, but not in general. But that's all I'm saying. I just don't want the women's division to take a hit that it doesn't need to as a distraction when you're trying to be taken seriously. And I think we can all agree the one thing that the women's divisions, whether you're in AEW, WWE, Ring of Honor, or Impact, whatever, the women want to be taken seriously as performers. They do, and they don't want to be known for their TNA. I think we've seen enough interviews by the ladies talking about, like you said, the bra and penny matches back in the day, and they're only known for that, and we don't want to do any of that.
Right.
So that's all I'm saying. So to me, on one hand, I understand you want to do what you do. This is your body, you respect it and whatever. Totally cool. If that falls in line with company policy, we all work for a company. We can't go to work being like, hey, look, I want to do what I want to do. There's a handbook. I just got some new hires. This is what it says. If you decide to come to work and be like, hey, whatever, F your handbook, what am I supposed to do?
Right. And that's happened too, where there was people over the years where I work where they were sent home for violating dress code. And they were really like, how dare them send me home for violating dress code? How dare them enforce their rules? And I was just like, this new world where they think no one can tell me what to do. I can do what I want, be who I want. Yeah, but when you walk into someone else's building who employs you, those are on their time, you follow their rules. Or you decide not to be employed by them. That's the real world. And somewhere along the way, people have become so entitled to think that whether you're paying me to be here or not, I don't owe you anything. Then don't be here.
There you go. You came to us.
Exactly.
You walked in our door. You're our employee.
Yeah, she came there to sign their contract, and she knew what it said, and she decided that she wasn't going to do it. So
and here's the thing.
What's
the top guy in WWE is not there anymore because he did stuff he wasn't supposed to do.
Exactly.
And thought he could get away with it. He did for the longest time. But then when under new management that banner happened, and it was like, okay, man, we need to have a conversation. Wait a minute, I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I got an NDA. No.
But I think Mandy Rose thought the same thing. I think she
That's
thought,
what I'm
I'm Mandy Rose. They're not going to fire me. Let's do this. She gambled and she lost.
So I think if she said, okay, I'll shut it down, and it leaked, and she shuts it down, suspension would have been warranted. But if it was like it leaked, shut it down, no, you forced our hand.
Mm-hmm.
You just did what you had to do. I'm in a position right now in my professional world where somebody's forced my hand after multiple warnings, and I got to do what I got to do. Before the holidays, it sucks, but it is what it is, right? That's kind of how I feel about it and thinking about it a little bit. They did the same thing with Zelina. See, she stood her ground. I get it.
On Twitch?
Yeah. And look what happened. Obviously, there were some concessions. Obviously, there was some conversation. Can a fired employee come back? Certainly. This is not even a situation where she had private stuff that was leaked that nobody should have seen except her and her man. She put this out there for the world.
This is on purpose.
Anybody with a credit card could have got this stuff. So she could care less that anybody sees her business. Clearly, right? So if she comes back, she's not going to be like embarrassed. I think the only way she comes back is if that site shuts down. And if she's going to shut it down, whatever. But if she doesn't, there's no way she's coming back. Because then, as a company, you look like Boo Boo the Fool. This is not like the Bobby Lashley, Adam Pearce thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Plenty of people have put their hands on referees. And there's been suspensions. Well, I think the most recent one was Ronda Rousey?
Mm-hmm.
Like she was fined. She was suspended, storyline, whatever. It happens. It's
said
tough.
For violating the wellness policy.
Well, let's get into that.
Going into Riddle?
Let's go into Riddle. Let's speak on Riddle. Matt Riddle has, I believe this is the second time that he has violated the wellness policy. Now let's talk about this. Again, we know, we've heard it, cocaine's a hell of a drug. Okay? And if you're somebody that has that type of addictive personality, it's a problem. With pro wrestling, we've seen this too many times over the years. You're on the road 300 days out of the year. You're taking bumps. You're getting injured. You get hooked on pain pills. Sometimes that leads to other stuff. Sometimes you want to do things recreationally. We just watched a video with somebody who shall not be named, but and 2 NXTers. They were talking about we're at a party and, you know, there's some stuff passed around. We get it. These are big boys and girls. They want to do some stuff. But again, you have a wellness policy.
Yeah.
So again, you agree to work for this company. Nobody's forcing you to work for WWE. Here's the parameters that you need to abide by in order to work for this company.
Right.
You cannot do this. And so he did.
Here's the thing about that. Not that I'm trying to come to his defense when I just didn't have any defense for Mandy at all. But back in the day, and for the last umpteenth years, you know, since the 80s, all of these wrestlers, so many of these wrestlers were in fact having to self-medicate because they are prone to injury. They are coming back fighting too soon. They are in a lot of pain. They aren't getting a lot of rest. They are traveling constantly, don't get any time off. So the average human body cannot do that. And so you need to self-medicate to help yourself go to sleep, to help yourself stay up, to help yourself not be in pain. And I feel for him because, you know, the opioid thing is like, you don't want to get addicted to that. So a lot of people will be like, well, I'd rather just do my own thing. I know this is fine, as opposed to, because they don't want to get into a pill addiction, which, I mean, to me, I don't know why a doctor can't prescribe a little bit of cocaine if a doctor could prescribe some opiates. I'm just saying. Painkillers, they are what they are. And if they prescribe speed to children that's what Ritalin is. That's what Adderall is speed. Like, so I think that he probably could go to a doctor who could actually figure out how to help him medicate so he's not self-medicating. Stop looking at me like that. Aren't kids with ADHD given Ritalin? I know, I have ADHD. I've been given it many, many times.
Who are you?
Doctors give out speed. Doctors write out prescriptions for weed. It's not that far-fetched to think that they could control a cocaine.
Do you want to go
and use it as a medicine?
I saw a white armor van right down the street.
I don't do cocaine. I'm already too hyped up.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm saying that, you know.
Oh my goodness. Well,
I hope that he's able to figure out how to get the doctors he needs to get him the medication he needs so he doesn't feel the need to keep self-medicating.
Yeah, look, drug addiction is serious in that it is very difficult to break. We don't want to judge anybody. We've seen way too many wrestlers fall to drug use. It is a problem, but it's also very addicting. Just like cigarettes, once you get a taste of it, man, it is tough to kick. So what are you gonna do? And I gotta also say this: with policies, there are caveats to it. One policy doesn't mean that the other policy will be enforced exactly the same way.
Right.
So you have chances. Again, like I said, we work in an industry where you violate something, you get a warning. You violate it again, there's a second warning and or a fine. You do it again, like it kind of escalates. Right? It's not just an automatic firing, but there's some other stuff. You know, sexual harassment, you know, things like that. Right out the gate.
Right out the gate, you're fired.
Gone.
That's how the sexual stuff is dealt with much differently. It's just
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't know what the policies are and how it's written specifically for these individual contracts. Now, with that said, my man got suspended because of this. I sincerely hope he's going to be able to clean up his act. But this just goes to show you are now in a position where you teamed up with Orton, RK Bro, tag team champions. He gets injured. Usually when your partner gets injured, the other guy's like, or lady's like, I don't know what's going to happen with me. But then if you flourish, which Riddle did, push to the top, you know my man was making money.
Yep.
But still wasn't enough to not have you do something that you know
He knew he'd get in trouble too.
Was going to
But
violate
it's hard,
policy.
man. I mean, drug addiction's hard.
So what happens with the addiction thing if he violates it again? Is it another suspension? Is it a firing? Who knows?
Yeah.
But this is the second time that he's violated this wellness policy, to my knowledge. The second time. You would think, we had a conversation about this the other day about DUIs, where for me, one DUI is enough. I'm like, okay, that's my wake-up call. We know many of people that just continue drinking, and they'll say, I'm done. I had my DUI, crashed the car, blew, whatever. My insurance is up to do. Still drink up a storm, still want to do what they do. There's an addictive personality that goes along with it. At the end of the day, we miss Riddle. We like Riddle. At least I do. I don't know. She doesn't really like
She's
Riddle.
all right. He's all right.
She, dang, it's long hair.
No, I was still thinking of the Mandy thing. I'm
We
sorry.
hope he
Maybe
kicks it, goes into rehab, comes back healthy, strong, just like Moxley. You know,
I don't know. Moxie's looking kind of red lately, a little.
Yeah, Mox looked a little.
He's
He almost looked like
red.
He kind of looked like pale chicken last week.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know why.
looked
Have you ever
funny.
noticed his face?
Yeah, he looked like he was about to have a heart attack or something. When he came back from rehab, he looked really good. He looked normal, and he looked questionable because
Yeah, I
you
don't
can
know.
tell when someone is struggling with addiction or someone has fallen off the wagon. Their skin is red. They're like their color seems off. They seem uncomfortable.
Not saying that he
swollen.
has fallen off the
I'm not
wagon.
saying.
Don't misunderstand
I'm
what we're
sorry.
saying.
We were just saying he looked a little off. He didn't look quite well. Maybe he's fighting something.
Absolutely. We got another super chat right here by Aaron Drew. Thank
Thanks,
you very
Aaron
much.
Drew.
Hello, family. I think Mandy will be back eventually, possibly around Royal Rumble. I feel like they also said the door is always open for her. I think it's possible. I do. Again, the only conceivable reason to me that she would be fired because of this is not the first time a WWE superstar, male or female, has had their kibbles and bits put out into the universe, WWE or otherwise. It's really more so a question of the intention behind it. This was a website that she specifically put together, that she was specifically profiting from, that she knew violated their policy. And she got away with it for however long she got away with it.
And now she's had 1 billion people go and look at it because the story went viral.
So she's probably going to make more money now than she ever did before. But will she be back? I think it's a question of negotiation, because they dropped the title belt to Roxanne Perez.
Right.
Somebody who, to me, at this juncture in her
No.
NXT career, is not
There are so
there yet.
many more seasoned people there who really need. It looks like you're playing around with kids and letting one have a belt.
But it is what it is. You drop the belt to her, and the very next day, 24 hours later, you were gone. And I don't know if y'all saw, there was a video of her kind of kissing the fans as she was walking backstage. When I'm looking at that, it put a whole different light on
For
it.
sure, because as a heel, she wouldn't have done that. She
Like,
was
you know.
saying goodbye.
Like, this is it. She knows this
She
is it.
knew, yeah.
So she has made her choice. She's literally made the bed that she's doing the do in. She's taking the selfie. Let me take a selfie. Okay, it might have been too much. But my point is, she decided to do what she wanted to do. If she can come back, if Hulk Hogan can come back, and I've said this many a time, WWE wouldn't be where it is today without Hulk Hogan. Again, undisputed facts. Undisputed facts. They erased him
That's true.
from the histories
They
of the
can bring back people
WWE.
after racism. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You understand
That's
me?
far worse.
Mandy Rose is no bigger than Hulk Hogan, and yet they booted him for a cool minute. So if that's possible, yes, Mandy Rose can come back. But like Hulk Hogan had to make some contrition.
I'm seeing all the well wishes. I appreciate it. It's just allergies, guys. It's
I
just
don't know.
allergies. I told you they were acting up.
I don't know. Yeah, see, exactly. Jey Uso, DUI. Not his first time.
Right.
Okay, now you're the part of the longest reigning WWE tag team in history.
But had it not been for Roman and this whole entire thing, I don't think that would have been the case. I think that, like with him and Jeff Hardy, I think Jeff Hardy came in, went, and all that kind of stuff. I think that if they weren't in the situation where they are with the bloodline and what a vital part he is of that story, and it wasn't just, if it was just him and his brother or just him as a single competitor, I don't believe, even just him as a single competitor, I don't know that they would have not suspended him or something. They didn't really do much of anything about it, the last one. However, the whole bloodline thing was carrying the entire show. And I think that in that situation, they were just like, we're not messing up this story over this.
Again, a good point about top of the heap. The bloodline and Fox, they don't play around.
Right.
When it comes to what they want. So if Fox goes to the brass of WWE and say, look, make this thing go away, WWE's going to make this thing go away.
Right.
And it is what it is. NXT is not on Fox. NXT is NXT. Yeah. NXT is not the main roster.
Right.
Mandy Rose was on the main roster once upon a time, and she was brought down to NXT, where she flourished. Absolutely. I was one of the doubters. I was like, why is she here? What's going on here?
Because
I didn't buy it.
The reality is she's not a great wrestler. She has improved. She's been working on her craft and she has gotten better.
Absolutely.
But she also had some awful matches as champion.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
You know, her looks have gotten her a long way, but they also got in her way.
Blacklist season 10 premieres at the end of February. I am all about it.
Oh wow.
She abandoned me.
No, I watched the last one.
Like she did with The Walking Dead. She abandoned me.
I caught up with you with the last one.
I watch it alone now. So I'm excited about that. Thank you for that information, Sophie Dofi. But yeah, playtime. Mandy got fireball release, whatever you want to call it, because she did some stuff. Show some biz.
She posted pictures of herself nude, and her fiance was nude as well. And there was pictures of her looking at penis pics.
Okay, this is because it's D pics or
sorry, D pics.
Phallic pics or
phallic symbol pics.
Phallic symbol pics.
Wow.
3 Diglets with that super chat. Thank you very much, 3 Diglets.
Thank you.
I don't think this is about Mandy simply showing some TNA. WWE's mad that they don't get a percentage of that money.
I'm sure that may be part of it. I mean, because that was what the Twitch thing was about. But they do take the sexual contract clause pretty seriously.
I got to be honest with you. I don't think WWE. I think they probably there was a thing, especially if Vince was in charge. Why would it be in the contract? That you want a piece of it, but I don't think they would want a piece of that money. I really don't. I don't think that would look good on paper, especially with the Vince McMahon allegations and the whole face of the WWE changing because of it. WWE is now profiting off of something like that. Yeah, I don't think they would. He
was behaving sexually inappropriate in a manner that was not conducive to the WWE universe. As did she. Mm-hmm. So although I mean I understand, like, because the Twitch thing, it was all about money, but I do think that in this case that I think that whether Triple H whether it's Triple H personally, I don't know. Stephanie and Triple H have 3 daughters though, and for those of you who have never had your own daughters who are teenagers or as they're getting beautiful, you don't want your daughters to grow up to do that and think that that's something that they want to look up to. So I think people may be thinking Triple H is a little more liberal than when you have daughters, you start to change your view on that kind of stuff. But also there is Fox, like you said, they're not Fox, but there's an entire, as Alex was saying, it's an entire board. It's a publicly traded company. So if you upset the board, if you upset the other huge players behind the scenes with that, I mean, just the way that superstars get released from contracts for behavior, it's the same thing.
Exactly. I mean, I like I said,
NBA players and NFL players, this happens to them with products and stuff.
Working in an industry where there's a board, and the board has to say so. They just do.
Yeah.
They just do. It just is what it is, man. It is what it is. So I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody over there. Mandy Rose will be number 30. I mean, I'm not ruling that out.
I mean, I don't think that will happen. I think that would be bizarre to fire her and just bring her back a few weeks later.
But I tell you what,
I'm not going to say it can't happen.
If Mandy Rose does show up in the Royal Rumble, immediately go to wherever her site is called and see if it's still up. I say it won't be. And
I say you have more chance of Sasha Banks being in the Royal Rumble.
I think we will see Sasha Banks in the Royal Rumble, and thank you for that segue.
You're welcome.
With Sasha Banks, Sasha Banks apparently is going to be doing something. Nobody knows what. New Japan Pro Wrestling. And she actually did a live with Bailey earlier. Missed that. Caught a little snippet of it. Missed most of it. But it begs the question. Is she done with the WWE? Is this going to be just an appearance? Is she actually going to wrestle? She is still under contract with WWE. WWE is not real big on letting their talent out for other promotions. So what's going on with Sasha Banks?
I mean,
why is nobody talking about Naomi?
Because the reality is that Sasha Banks walked out and Naomi happened to be with her. Like, that's the reality, like there are two different levels of stardom. And Naomi wouldn't have walked out by herself. She walked out because she had the boldness of Sasha and Sasha's stardom. Plus, I think she probably had confidence because she's married within the bloodline. But I think Sasha could come back without Naomi. And if she does, that Naomi should feel some type of way. That's your best friend and you walked out with her. So if she comes back without her, that would be crazy.
I want to say she's not done with WWE. I don't know what's taking so long. I don't really know what's going on right now. It's one thing you want to give somebody some space to kind of get your mental health together. I think, honestly, Sasha Banks has been doing that to whatever degree that means for her. She's gotten more natural hair color. She's been a little more out and about as of late.
She doesn't really have blue hair.
Well, no, what I'm saying is she was keeping that.
Oh, yeah.
Like even outside the ring. I'm saying she's now not. So I think that's good. Everybody needs to take a break. We just saw that with Malachi Black.
Yeah.
I need a timeout.
Oh, they've been so awesome since they've been back. But different show. If there was ever a time that you were going to honestly make a comeback, if it hasn't happened yet, which clearly this year is over, the Royal Rumble seems to be the way to do it. For sure. So it'll be interesting. I think we'll all be waiting to see who all comes out at the Royal Rumble. But sometimes they bring people out and you're like, oh, are they back? But they were only back for the night.
I tell you what, I think a good way to do it this time, Charlotte, Naomi, Sasha, AJ Lee. Okay,
just stop it.
Maybe not AJ Lee.
Just stop it.
But I think that would be a good way to bring these people back. We will get excited. We'll see them mix it up. Whoever wins is whoever wins. If Mandy Rose happens to be in it, so be it. I'm not holding my breath. But I'm also kind of tired of, like, we're talking about somebody that clearly doesn't want to come back right now.
Yeah.
Like, we wanted her to come back. We wanted her to come back. We wanted Naomi to come back. But she clearly, both of them just like, we're living our best life right now. So what are we supposed to do?
Right.
We gotta move on.
We gotta move on.
So I'm kind of moving on from Sasha and Naomi. The Usos probably would have been released if they weren't part of the Bloodline storyline. I mean, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they were good. Multi-time champions, for sure.
Well, not both of them. Jay's never been in trouble with drunk driving. I think it would have been just Jimmy.
Well, no, but I think sometimes it's like you have one half of a tag team, and then what are you going to do with the other one? I think the Bloodline helped Jay especially level up.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
for sure.
You definitely leveled up. So I'm excited about that. Dro, you had a comment. I'm not sure what it was. And I will try to go back. Hey, Blood Ninja.
Hey, Blood Ninja.
I'm sorry I missed you earlier. Good to see you in here. Dro, you're saying Hogan said Rose is his favorite. Well, that stands to reason, dude.
Because he's an All-American.
You know, Hulk Hogan is terrible Leia. He's a piece of work.
Okay, so let's get to our last subject, because didn't we have one more subject that we wanted to discuss?
Well, there were a couple more, but Mia Yim and Austin Theory was another thing.
That was I have something to say about that.
Let's talk about it. I got the picture.
Let's get the picture up so we can
talk about it. It's not full screen.
This.
We got to take a look at the picture. Yeah, here's the picture. Right here. Right here. Yeah, there we go. So let's take a look at this picture.
I'm looking at the picture.
Innocent enough, right? Innocent enough. These two know each other. They've been friends. And I've said this. We had a conversation about this a while ago. When you're in pro wrestling and you're on the road with these people, like I said earlier, 300 days out of the year, they are your family. Mm-hmm. You get to know them better than you do people at home. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times couples form out of bonds that are made on the road, as you can see, even with most recently Seth freaking Rollins and Becky Lynch.
Becky freaking Lynch.
Right? But
Becky Lynch.
Here's the deal, people. Mia Yim married. Mia Yim married to a pretty big dude.
Mia Yim is married, and that wasn't a photo that somebody caught in a moment that looked inappropriate that was causing rumors. That was clearly a photo shoot with two friends playing around. And for people to be so toxic and obnoxious and to think that they have a right to judge her and berate her and make her shut her Twitter down. Like, I'm so over bullies. I'm so over people who are so big and bad over a computer, over a keyboard on a cell phone. I mean, it's just obnoxious.
Yeah, it's terrible. Look, these are grown people. This is a professional photo.
I want to shut my Twitter down. She should have just turned off her notifications and let her Twitter go viral.
There's no
you get
problem
paid
with
off
it.
of it?
I know the big man had no problem with it. She rolls with the big dogs. Rolls deep.
It reminded me of when Lana was doing the storyline with Bobby Lashley, and somebody asked Lana's husband, Rusev, if he had a problem with the storyline. And he said, why are you asking me if I have a problem with the storyline? I'm not in there doing the storyline. It's her. Ask Lana. It's her storyline. She's doing it. Why would you ask me how I feel about what she's doing at work? He wasn't offended. He wasn't jealous. He wasn't insecure. I think all of the people who are commenting and coming at her crazy are jealous, insecure boys who would, that's why you don't have a woman, a good woman that you can trust the way that Keith Lee trusts her.
Good woman, like I got a good woman right here sitting by me. What's up, girl? How you doing over there? But let me tell you something. You on Roman Reigns like that, we're gonna have some problems. We're gonna have some problems.
I have touched Roman Reigns' bicep.
I said like that. But
I
no.
might go to jail if I touch Roman Reigns like that.
But no, legitimately, the only thing that I was scratching my head at is the why. Because in the story of WWE, Mia Yim, the OC, really has nothing to do with Austin Theory.
Right.
At this juncture.
Right.
Is that maybe some kind of promo thing where they're going to be doing something in the future? I don't know. So that was my only thing. It's like if she was doing that to, Gallows and Anderson or AJ Styles, that would make a little more sense.
It was a little out of the blue.
It was out of the blue. That's all. Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing to go crazy and make her shut her Twitter down about.
Me and Yim, we apologize on behalf of everybody here at AEW Combos Wrestling Edition. And we would like to invite you on the show to talk about it because I know you feel some type of way. We watch your Twitch and you don't take no guff from nobody.
That's
nobody.
Right.
We got a super chat right here from Jay. Hey, super chat, Jay. Thank you.
Thanks, Jay.
I'm going to say this and leave it at this. I still believe that Sasha is coming back to the WWE. She shows up at Wrestle Kingdom on the 4th, shows up at the Rumble, and can wrestle in Japan, just like Carl Anderson.
Maybe.
I say that's fine. I tell you what, I'll tell you what. Just like certain superstars on a certain level can kind of command certain things that say the mid-card, mid-tier people cannot, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got the Reigns, you got the, like I said, even back in the day, the Hogans, the Flairs, jet flying, limousine riding. Not everybody is in the Learjet. Not everybody is in the F5.
Yeah.
Facts. Some people are sitting in coach.
That's true story.
You dig what I'm saying? It's very possible that they wrote something into Sasha Banks' contract to kind of loan her out a little bit. Certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly. If you want to play ball with somebody that you feel you have value in, that will put asses in the seats, that's somebody that you legitimately don't want to lose.
Right.
Because they should have fired her by now.
Right.
And Naomi. Nothing to stop them.
Right.
But they haven't.
No.
So clearly they see something in them and they want to keep them.
But Triple H there's no way he didn't try to bring them back already. And obviously they were not seeing eye to eye.
But there's also talk about Triple H being a little underwhelmed with some of the people that he's brought back. Saying they kind of underperformed. And I don't know if I agree or disagree.
Yes, you do, because we have all talked about what this faction was supposed to be for Bayley.
Oh, that one, yeah, that faction, yeah, for sure.
That has been a great, and Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano, they had to go back to the way because they weren't working. Nothing was working.
Well, I love the way.
I'm glad that they did the way because otherwise they would have just fell off.
I'm all about the way.
I know you are.
And I'm all about it. But I tell you what I'm all about right now. I think Damage Control need to be stripped of those titles.
For sure.
Right quick and in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of sick of it. I like this new tag team we got going on with Tegan Nox. Tegan Nox, somebody who I honestly didn't think was ever going to come back.
Right.
She had some busted wheels, and she's back, and she is now got multicolored hair, got some piercings, trying to do something to stand out a little more than she did in the past. Mm-hmm. Let's see what she's got. So yeah, have some of these returns been a little underwhelming? Perhaps. I'll tell you who is actually, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around, not somebody that was fired, but Dijak and Scripps. I'm looking at NXT, I'm looking at them, and I'm still not quite clear on what's going on here. Like, I don't know what's going on with Dijak. And Scripps
just needs to go away.
I don't know.
They just need to stop it. Why couldn't they just bring Reggie down? Reggie did have his own little following.
He did.
And I think he did find at NXT. You could have put him with somebody.
He did.
He does well with somebody.
It's weird. Super chat right here, 3 Diglets. All right.
Yes, thank you, 3 Diglets.
Sasha wrestling in Japan will make her a bigger star, and when she does eventually come back to WWE, it'll be a Road Warrior pop. Absolutely.
For sure.
Anybody that goes to New Japan, you level up.
Mm-hmm.
But what I don't want to see is the wrestling side of that, because you don't go to Japan and wrestle and fool around.
Right.
They'll break your limbs. They don't play in Japan.
Yeah.
So anybody that has wrestled there and earned their respect that comes back here, you know it's somebody to be feared and respected.
Yeah.
I hope she does level up. I just don't want WWE to cool her down.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Because the one thing that I will say that I hate to see all the time with the ladies more so is fooling around, not really hitting, not really kicking. It's like you either go all in and bust somebody's grill or nose, or you do that. I hate that. Mm-hmm. Like, if you take me out of the reality of what it is that I'm watching, and that's no fun. That's no fun.
Yeah, Wade Barrett said something about that when Shayna was in the ring last time. He mentioned that that nobody ever looked forward to being in the ring with another competitor who they know has a reputation to injure their opponent, because that's my career. You're going to put me out for 6 to 8 weeks, then I don't want to be in the ring with you. And like, one of the main roles when you're in the ring is to protect your opponent. So the fact that you either look awful, like you're not hitting somebody, or you're breaking their face, I mean, maybe this isn't the thing for you.
It's talent to be able to whoop some butt up and down the ring.
Without really hurting them.
But making us look like, oh my gosh.
Like Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins did break John Cena's nose. And it's not that he hasn't ever accidentally injured somebody. But Seth Rollins is pretty damn good, to the point where Cody trusted him to put on a really good show while he was as injured as he was. And to protect him at the same time. I mean, maybe he needs to teach a lesson like that to Shayna and some of these other
everything about that
people.
match, you were like, oh my gosh, what is going on right now? We've said many a time, Stephanie McMahon needs to teach a promo school to the ladies, especially to Ronda, especially to Shayna. Their promos are not very good.
Mm-hmm. And I've seen some wrestling channels out there who talk about nobody wants to hear from Stephanie, nobody wants to see her on a mic or whatever. Like, Stephanie is amazing on the microphone. She is one of the best on the mic as far as females are concerned. Not because she's a McMahon, because she's Stephanie.
And she gets a reaction.
And she gets a reaction, and I don't see why the disrespect,
I'll tell you who doesn't have disrespect right now is Aaron Drew with this super chat right here.
You, Aaron
Show
Drew.
respect to the channel.
Appreciate
Thank you very much, Aaron Drew. 2023 will be the year of the WWE, in my opinion. I think the Royal Rumble coming up will be one of the best ever. I got a feeling it's going to be a lot of returns and surprises. I mean, they're building. They're building back to what WWE was supposed to be, which is the place to be.
Yeah.
It's only been, how long has it been now? 5 months, 6 months, or whatever long it's been.
Yeah.
And we've gotten all kinds of returns. The so-called budget cuts. We can't afford these people. Apparently we can. When you are giving the people what they want and putting asses in the seats, the money will come in.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact they were still making money hand over fist when Vince was in charge. So budget cuts was crap.
He was doing a lot of stuff hand over fist.
Thank you. Wow. Wow. See, you see what we did there? We pushed the line. All right? We flirt with not safe for, but we just, no, we're good. We're over here. We just flirt with it. Thank you, Aaron Drew, for that super
Gotta
chat.
give him a little, take a little back.
It's really funny. All right, so Naomi is coming, not her. She's done. I mean, show of hands, does anybody more so? I want to take a poll. Are there more people that want to see Sasha Banks back or just don't care? I'm curious. Hey, Kevin Marcano, good to see you. Welcome. Bullies make characters. Yeah, they do.
Bullies make characters, and bullies also push people to commit suicide. So you have everybody who almost, I would pretty much say 99% of people who kill themselves have been bullied in this world, in this life. So you may be somebody who gets bullied and becomes better and stronger. You may be somebody who becomes bullied, better and stronger, bullied again, start to crack, bullied again, go off and shoot everybody and then take yourself out. You don't know, because everybody's mind is different. Everybody's mind is fragile. So you really can't make a blanket statement like that, because I know for me, I was bullied and then I turned around and bullied other kids, which is not stronger. It's not nicer. It's not who I want to be. But yet so much stuff has happened to me from people who have wronged me that it changed who I was in a bad way. You could consider me stronger, but I also am more fragile because there's some damage that cannot be undone. So I just want to say that bullies suck. And that is why if I'm somewhere and I see a man bullying a woman, I will get involved. I'll be ready to throw down because your own bullies step to people who ain't gonna fight them back. And so when I see bullying go on, I don't even have to know you. I'll fight back for you because you ain't gonna bully nobody around me. I think that that's a really old school mentality that has proven to not be true over the years. You can grow from anything, but some people's mind can't take as much and you could break. So, gotta disagree, homeboy. as A would say.
Yeah, I'm stealing my lines, man. I'm bully you stealing my lines. So, how do you feel about William Regal, vice president role he's getting when he comes back? About it.
That's actually something else we want to talk about. To be honest with you, we could wrap up with that.
Yeah, we can wrap up a little bit with AEW, the whole situation. William Regal was not appreciated the way he should have been in AEW. And he realized that, and there was no reason for him to stay. None.
But I also consider him a Triple H return. At the end of the day, when Triple H took over, Tony Khan lost a lot of leverage.
The Triple H effect is real.
The Triple H effect is real, and he wasn't there in no time.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what it was.
That was the shortest. What kind of was he in a contract?
He was in a contract. Whatever the contract was, it was a year or 3 years with a 1 year buyout. He wasn't even there a year.
No, I was gonna say he wasn't even there all year.
But this is what happens when you are when you AEW was birthed because WWE sucked.
Right.
Nobody wanted to be under this stifling situation, these terrible storylines by a man who just didn't care anymore. And the environment, the whole time, McMahon doing dirty stuff that people knew was going on, and his cohorts, Johnny Ace, whatever, made AEW possible. And for the longest time, that was the place people wanted to be. It's fresh, it's new. We can work on our own characters. We can start to develop things. We can go to the boss. We got Cody. We know. But I always said that it was just like WCW back in the day, to some degree. Totally different companies. I understand that. What I'm saying is you had two big promotions, WWF, WCW. Just was what it was. So that's what it was here. Now, Vince is gone. New management, cleaning house, brand new environment, fresh coat of paint. Hey guys, let me get on the horn, and I promise you this is not like it's going to be in the days of old. So imagine if you make these promises to everybody that now comes back, that is now signed ink to paper, and then all of a sudden you tell me Vince McMahon is going to just come back. That's a slap in the face to everybody.
Right.
They would never do that.
Who came back just because he's gone?
Even if there wasn't a publicly traded company situation and Fox and USA and a board that you had to answer to. I think by just principle, you would not do that to your talent.
It's principality, Smokey.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, William Regal didn't get a home where he could thrive in AEW. Welcome back.
Right.
Welcome back, Jack. Xavier Moray, hey, good to see you. Sasha Banks, AEW family to Bow Wow versus Jade. Well, we are going to turn on Wednesday nights. Actually, this is actually what we call in this segment because it's on Wednesday nights. So AEW Dynamite. So we're actually calling our Wednesday nights Wednesday Night Dynamite. We got Saturday night's live event, and we have Wednesday Night Dynamite. There might be a Thursday Night Dynamite, but we'll see. But Wednesday Night Dynamite, that's what this is. Bow Wow, the J thing is a little weird. I think he comes up right to the navel, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's like a Chihuahua, and she's like a Mastiff. So I don't really see them being in the same league.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see how it's going to go down. I like the fact that they're bringing it up.
William said she doing her. I don't know why y'all saying it's dragging out.
Where what?
I don't know what she you're talking about. I don't know if you're talking about Mandy or Mia Yim, or I have no idea what he's talking about. I was trying to respond to his comment, but I don't understand.
William Rojas. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Rickardy, we all get bullied. I gotta say, I don't get bullied. People try, but they don't succeed.
Yeah, I know. I've tried for years. And
I didn't say I never was bullied.
It just broke me down.
But I'm saying I'll never be bullied again.
She broke me down. She bullies me every day.
That's not accurate. I feel like I need to object to that comment, Your Honor.
See, Jedi Knight 88 got bullied, and now you're Jedi Knight. See how things turn around?
See.
And so we can appreciate that. Thank you, Just Alex. I want to
Hey,
talk to
Just
you from the beginning, by the way. Appreciate you, because I did have some thoughts. She has some thoughts. I want to get your thoughts on it. We got to talk about this, because we led with Mandy Rose, and I think we ended with Uncle Howdy? I don't remember.
Uncle Howdy.
Yeah, I don't know. So Triple H is turning WWE around. Yeah, he is, and it's going to take a little more time.
Mm-hmm.
More people are set to return. I think he needs to slow down the return train just a little bit, just a smidge, because I want to see stories thrive with who we have. Yeah. I don't want to see, that was an issue that I had with AEW. Everybody just kept pouring in all of a sudden. Right. And it's like, you don't have enough TV time. Like, there's not enough time for everybody. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, just hold on now, because we still got some people that need to come back. Yeah. You know, I don't care how y'all feel about Charlotte. I do care. How y'all feel about Charlotte? Charlotte Flair will be back. No, she needs to come back for sure. Okay, so that's about to go down. Yeah. I'm digging this Alexa thing, whatever's going on with Bray Wyatt. And she had Bianca and the sister Abigail. She had that crazy look in her eye. I loved it. Why are you thinking that Roxanne present in the new WWE NXT been a champion? Well, I'm not quite sure what you're saying there, Brandon. But we do see that Roxanne. I mean, you know, Roxana was good and she fought and did her thing. I know that Booker T is all about her, but I think that there should be levels of belts. Like with the dudes, they don't usually just come in and go straight to you earn your way up. And I feel like it should be the same with the females. I don't think that if you've only been wrestling for 4 years or you've only been in this company for a year or two or whatever, that you just go straight to it just doesn't make sense. See, there it is. You just hit it. It just dawned on me. That's the problem. There is way too much weight on the championship. Not everybody can carry that weight. Right. Let's just be honest. Yeah. Right? So not even going with the men right now. We're just talking about the women. A Charlotte, a Sasha, Naomi did it, Becky Lynch. You have people that can carry that weight. Yeah, Roxana Perez is not that. Great wrestler, still young, still learning. I'm sure she has a long career ahead of her. But my thing is this, because there's so much weight on the women's championship, when we have somebody who really cannot carry that weight and they start sagging under it, we see it. Mm-hmm. You don't get the storylines that you get, the push, everything just gets all messed up. Yeah. You wouldn't have that type of pressure if you had a lower tier title. Yeah. You don't have to, it's just like The Rock. The Rock carries the movie. He's the main star, but you have your supporting actors. Yeah. So there are actors that like being supporting actors. Like all the weight is not on me. Right. But I added to it, and people do know who I am and come to see me. We need an IC title, North American title. Like we need a second title for the ladies. Something else that the ladies can strive for, other than a 24/7 championship. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, as stupid as the 24/7 title was, I have to admit that Dana Brooke looked good with that belt, and she did defend it. Like she was a fighting champion. Yeah. It was good. It wasn't a great fight. But it wasn't a great fight. But what I'm saying, we had a TBS championship like Jade Cargill has in WWE. I think that would really be a good thing for the women's division. Mm-hmm. So not that full weight of the company is now not on you. Right. No, I agree for sure. Great. Yeah. What's up? All right, we gotta wrap this up. I gotta go take my pill. Yeah, she gotta take you gotta take your medicine, baby. I gotta take my medicine. She gotta take her medicine. She gotta take her meds. She gotta take the stuff right there. And we saw some people. Yeah. So look, seriously, bullying is no fun. Bullying is no good. For anybody in here that's been bullied, we're sorry. We hope that you have been able to overcome. We know it can have lasting effects. It is not good. Like you said, we had a situation earlier today with Twitch on the Ellen DeGeneres show. He was also a choreographer on TikTok and behind the scenes on Dirty Dancing movie and all kinds of stuff. He was also a judge on the dancing show with J-Lo. I mean, yeah, if you don't know who Twitch is, look him up. But it's heartbreaking, and that is why we talk about mental illness and health awareness, and that's why we're so anti-bullying, because you don't know how much what kind of pressure or what someone's going through in their mind that can push them over the edge. And we, all prayers and love go out to his family, his wife, his children. It's heartbreaking. So we never want to come off disrespectful, but whenever we criticize, we try to keep it within the confines of pro wrestling, right? We don't want to make it personal. We don't like you because you're a terrible individual. Even when we talk about Mandy Rose, at no point did we ever say Mandy Rose was a awful person, a harlot, the whore of Babylon.
Well, I did call her an attention whore.
Okay.
But I meant like
okay.
somebody who likes a lot of attention. I think she's a bit narcissistic.
That's different.
But
everybody, we have a little narcissism. But what basically is saying is we're not bullying. We don't want to bully, and we don't know what's going on with Twitch. We don't know what happened with him mentally. We have no idea. So our thoughts and prayers are with his family right now.
Sure.
We can't imagine what they're going through, especially right before Christmas. That is tough. Thank you very much for liking the Christmas tree. Sophie Dophy apparently does not. It's still a work in progress. But
I know. I was meant to work on it earlier today. I didn't get a chance to.
We truly, truly appreciate that. You know what? I'll tell you something about Alicia Fox, William Rojas. I thought she retired a little too soon.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. She was on the roster one week, and then they had retirees coming back, and she was a retiree, and we were like, how's she a legend if she's still on contract? Oh, you let her go last week without telling us, and now she's
part of the Legends contract?
It was so weird.
It was weird.
No, she wasn't done. She was amazing in the ring.
Yes, she was.
They couldn't figure it
highly
out.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Talk about somebody who didn't know what to do with.
And even when they brought her back, she's done so
amazing.
Well. I don't know what their problem is.
She's amazing in the
What
ring.
is y'all problem with Alicia Fox? Somebody at WWE let us know.
I hope she does. I hope we get to see her in the Royal Rumble again. I really do. Because she was great. I would like to have her on the show. We're going to invite her on the show. Super chat right here by Jay. All right, Jay. Thank you for the support today.
Appreciate it.
I have a crazy idea. Hear me out. What if Shawn Spears comes to WWE as Ty Dillinger as the number 10 at the Royal Rumble? I don't know. Is that taking a step back? I loved him as the perfect 10. He still does this to this day. I don't think he's being utilized the way he should in AEW. That's just me.
Yeah.
But would he be used and pushed properly in WWE under Triple H? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
It's hard.
He's a good wrestler. I think the fountain of knowledge that is William Regal, sky's the limit. I love the fact that Booker T is in NXT. Fountain of knowledge. Pouring into these youngsters. Pouring into Roxanne Perez. Congratulations to Roxanne Perez. Can she carry NXT on her back?
No.
I don't know. I don't know. Could she pull a solid year and some change like Mandy Rose? That's the question, man. I don't know. You had an Alba Fire on the other side of the pond who held that title for a long time. I don't know.
Three Diglets. I mean, I know that it is a saying that everyone says that everyone is going to get bullied at some point. It's inevitable. The problem with that to me is it's almost like making a definite statement as if that can't be fixed. Because if people would decide that it's not okay to bully other people, and then people would teach their children to respect other people. I mean, we just come from a different era that you respect each other. We are now in a time and era where younger people do not think respect is necessary. They don't care how they affect other people. And so bullying is getting just like you socially acceptable. Oh, well, you need to try and fight back. But that means that you, like me, is somebody who fights bullies back because that's who we are. Not everybody is made that way. Not everybody is cut out that way, which is why we have so many people crushing mentally under the pressure of trying to figure out how to be mean enough or strong enough to survive in this world. That is wrong. It shouldn't be that way. This world doesn't have to be full of evil, bad people. We can all decide to be a better person, to treat other people with respect, and the world could be a better place starting with us. I mean, that's just my belief system.
That's what we try to do here. That's why we say it's a family show. We want to make sure everybody respects each other. No bullying in the chat, just like with Just Alex, a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like us. I don't know if Just Alex is still
That's
in
why
there.
we've blocked people for bullying. We've had people that were like hardcore fans that we were interacting with, and they would start bullying other people, and you're blocked. We don't tolerate it because we do not believe that that's just how the world is. And if people who are the bullies feel that way, we don't want you here. Like, we don't want bullies here. You know what I mean? Like, we just don't, because I'm just anti-bully. So that's a fight I just feel like I'll keep fighting, even if I can't win it. You still got to try, right?
Love it. Love it. Facts. You speaking on it. Bullies exist. Yeah, they do. Bullies exist, and you do what you can in the world to be respectful of one another. If you got to fight fire with fire, sometimes you do. Let somebody know you're from the Slapaho tribe, and I'm not the one.
Yeah.
But we try to be respectful regardless. And we respect everybody. We appreciate you guys joining us for tonight's Wednesday Night Dynamite Live, because this was certainly surprising to see. I was just as surprised. It was weird. I was watching NXT, and I'm like, I have this inkling that Roxanne might win it. I don't know why she did. I was still shocked. But when I read this story today by Mandy Rose, I'm like, oh my gosh, no way. So what are you going to do? At any rate, no more pay-per-views. We will be going live again on, this weekend.
Yeah.
We have Saturday night's live event. We're
either going to go live like 1 or 2 on Saturday.
1 or 2 o'clock p.m.
Our time, so West Coast time, or we're going to go live Sunday more towards the evening like usual. We'll have to figure out how to work that in, but we will go live this weekend. There's a Christmas event that we're going to be part of later on in the day, Saturday, so we don't know how it's going to work out yet. But it will work out.
Tegan Knox, you know what? We realized there were a little bit of crickets with Emma, a little bit with Tegan, a little bit with Candice LeRae. I mean, have they been a little underwhelming? Yeah, I just feel like they're not, the women's division is not getting the shot in the arm that they need. There's just, there's something missing. These are all talented people, and there's just something that's not quite there. There's a missing ingredient. They need a spark of something. Some kind of tournament, I don't know, something. I'm not quite sure what it is. At any rate, we're going to get her some medicine. We're going to get out of here. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate your patience as we have been away, not doing the live last week, but we are back, and we will have a lot more content for you. Thank you guys for being respectful here, not bullying one another. I don't think anybody got blocked. I don't think we even had any bots today. And thank you. I didn't put my phone. I was having an issue getting on, so I didn't get to give shout outs to our mod squad, but you know who you are, and we appreciate you. Thank you for showing up and helping us out. Roland Bird loves a Christmas tree. We love you all.
Oh, great.
Anthony.
Yes.
Jedi Knight, Jaden, and peace out. Good
Roland
night,
Bird, Shayla. 3 Diglets. Did you say Nation of Domination already?
Nation of Domination, everybody. And yes, Jeffrey, Melina does need a redo at the Rumble.
Oh, gosh.
She's still got plenty more left in the tank.
I'm such a Melina fan. Oh, I'm such a Melina fan.
Thank you guys for watching A&B Combos.
Wrestling Edition.
Please be kind to each other. Love each other. We know the holidays can be a mixed bag for people. So we are not ignorant to that, but we hope everybody has a good day, has a good week, and we will catch you all later on.
And let us know if you want us to go live on Christmas. I know Christmas is on a Sunday.
What now? Say what now?
I know Christmas is on a Sunday, and like you said, not everybody with COVID and sickness has somewhere to go. Let us know if you guys would be interested in doing a live on Christmas. Just curious.
Wow. Okay. Well, she just bullied me into that. Okay.
I did not. They could give us their opinion, then we'll discuss it.
Fair enough. We love and appreciate everybody. Have a good night. I don't have to Bone Crusher. You want to say good night?
Bone Crusher is knocked out.
She's knocked out. Goodbye.
Bye.